Hi everyone, I'm Nads.
And I'm Nada.
Welcome to our podcast where we read lesbian Reddit stories.
And we decide whether we are going to bin them or not.
Can we bin it?
Let's bin it.
Can we bin it?
Let's bin it. This story is coming from the subreddit Best of Redditor Updates. My mom's root customer turned out to be my girlfriend. I'm 21 female and a lesbian. My girlfriend is 36 and bisexual. My mom had me young at 16, so she's 37, and works as a waitress at a high-end steakhouse.
As if the age gap wasn't crazy enough, your mama is literally a year older than your girlfriend.
Literally.
Oh my god.
I just moved in with my girlfriend 2 weeks ago, after dating for 2 months. Moving in with her is a culture shock because she made close to 7 figures last year, and I'm a struggling actress/college student. So my mom is serving the lunch crowd and goes to greet a woman. This woman did not acknowledge my mom's greeting and interrupted her when she was rattling off the specials. When her soup comes, she tells my mom her wallet costs more than what she made in a month, so be careful.
No way.
She snapped her fingers to get my mom's attention, but when she came without her beckoning, she rolled her eyes and said, "Will you leave me alone?" At the end, when my mom asked if she could take her plate, she sarcastically asked if she had any other bright ideas.
Crazy.
Bro. In the end, my mom went to take her Amex and saw the name on it and put 2 and 2 together. She got a very poor tip at the end of it. She said she's giving me the information and that what I do with it is up to me. I am in denial that my girlfriend would be like this. She's always been sarcastic, but in a very attractive way. In fact, the only problems we've had is that she sometimes comes off as flirtatious to others, and I get jealous sometimes because I can see she has a lot of options. When we've gone out, she's been nice to the waiters. But my mom and I have a very close relationship and are very honest with each other, and I seethe at the thought of anyone being rude to her. When I asked her what the woman was wearing, my mom told me exactly what she put on this morning. So when my girlfriend got home, I asked if she did anything interesting today. She said not much, and I asked if she was in a bad mood, and she asked why would I ask her. Now she's getting suspicious because I turned down sex, and when I tried to talk to her again, she said she was busy.
How immature.
What do I do to confront this issue? What can I do if she was just having a really bad day and this was out of character? I love her a lot, and she's been extremely generous to me, so I don't know what to do.
Where do I start? I'll start off with the age gap. This is literally what we covered in the only 2 episodes we've got, right? Quite often we see this normalization of age gaps within lesbian relationships. This would be quite problematic to people if a 21-year-old was dating a 36-year-old man. It would be a bit more problematic. But in this case, people aren't able to recognize how manipulative someone older can be because they're both women. And yeah, I mean, I'm just taken back by that. Like, the age gap is insane.
It's crazy. You're 21, she's 36, and your mom is 37. Your mom is 1 year older than your girlfriend. This is absolutely insane. Besides, there's an age gap, and then there's a wealth gap as well. You're saying that she made 7 figures last year, and she's the most successful person ever, and she's very generous and this and that. The power dynamic is crazy. Also, the way this woman is so incredibly rude to service workers. She did this because obviously she didn't know that was your mom. That's the only way. That's why she showed her true colors, because if she knew that was your mom, she would have been the nicest, most glamorous woman ever. Very nice, very graceful.
Generous, because she said when she goes out with her partner, my partner is so generous, so nice to service workers, so I don't believe it. So it really goes to show that all this generosity is a facade.
It's a facade. Obviously, if she knew that was your mom, $1 million tip. But she doesn't, so she's showing her true colors. She's being disgusting. She's snapping at her. She's saying, "Oh, my wallet costs more than what you do in a year." What a terrible human being.
That's so disgusting. I hate when people are mean to service workers. And I think OP's partner is even worse than mean. I think they're very disgusting and they make really degrading comments.
Absolutely. And obviously, you would be inclined to not trusting your mom. I don't know, maybe you think, oh, you're just trying to break us apart. But if she knows exactly what your partner was wearing that day, I mean, of course she could still make up this story, right? If she doesn't like you guys together. But listen, this is Best of Redditor Updates, so I say we go to part 2. This update was posted 2 days later. There was a lot of tension between me and my girlfriend after I turned down sex the day before yesterday. I was clearly upset about what my mom told me, but I didn't know how to confront her. My girlfriend ended up disappearing into her study. After the house manager finished cooking dinner and left, she came out in going out clothes and didn't say anything to me. I asked where she was going and she said nowhere, just meeting up with some friends. I text her a few hours later to ask if she was coming home to eat or if she needed a driver. She doesn't text back for a while until she sends me back a picture of a hotel drinks tab that was in the thousands, saying she was paying for everybody. Then she stops replying to my texts. I don't know who booked the room or who she was with. I hear her stumble in at 3:30 a.m. and she reeks of booze and other random smells. She wakes up at 2 p.m. and goes to her study. I go to her study and she doesn't acknowledge me for a good minute. She finally says, "Last time I checked, you were 21, not 12. Adults speak when they have something on their minds," and tells me to go out with it.
I mean, you're the one to say that. You're the one who I'm sorry. I'm just saying, she's the one to make that point.
She's a childish one. So I confront her about being rude to her waitress, my mom. She says that I have been sulky all week and she's been walking on eggshells since last Monday, even though I thought we were perfectly happy then. She acknowledged she was at the restaurant, but said none of what I accused her of ever happened. She said that she was served by multiple people and said that at fancy restaurants, waitresses should know how to only approach when the customer beckons, and she lightly recalls one of them breaking such protocol.
That's such a weird fucking take on how you treat other human beings.
When I asked who she was with last night, she said she's getting bad vibes from this conversation and tells me to leave if I'm going to be a baby. I'm pretty close to crying, and she says she's been thinking, and this relationship is giving her bad vibes. And maybe...
bad vibes.
And maybe I wasn't ready for an adult relationship, and that she clearly misjudged my maturity. Girl, you're a million years old. She was born yesterday, what the hell? I start crying and saying that she was the most successful person I've ever met, and I think she's too good to be true, and a long thing about how I felt she's too good to me, which scares me now, because everything I said was completely from the heart. She then says that when she met me, it was like the stars aligned. She asks if the life advice she gave me was not helping, if this relationship already was not changing my life forever. She reminded me that I was living with 4 roommates, and now I live like the 1%.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
And Jeff Bezos. And she's helping put me through school. She said she even introduced me to her well-connected friends. And when she told them how I was acting, they were so sorry for her. But she told them that bad moments happen to the best of us.
What the fuck?
Oh, woe is me. I asked her if she would consider meeting my mom to at least talk things out. And she said she didn't want to meet my mom right now. She wants to help improve my life. This morning, she told me to pick out a dream tote I could use for next semester and joked I was becoming spoiled. I called my mom and she said I needed to stick to the things I knew to be true and that she's never lied to me before. But what terrifies me is how unprepared I was for her reaction or how scared I was when she asked me to leave. I don't know what to do. I feel ashamed that I set out to get the answers and I screwed up. And now I feel ungrateful and like I'm self-destructing my life. She still works extensively with her ex-husband of 11 years and I feel like I'll never measure up to him.
Oh my god.
End of update.
There's so much to fucking unpack here.
This is crazy. Like, after all of this crazy stuff happening, after, you know, she's very much trying to isolate you from your family because she's talking about before meeting her, you lived with 4 roommates, now you live like the 1%. And meanwhile, you guys are fighting. She's like, oh, I'm gonna offer you like a new tote bag from Marc Jacobs. Like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? What is this?
Literally.
How is a new tote gonna like solve anything?
It's like, I pulled you out of poverty. Remember me? I pulled you out of poverty. Leave your family behind. I'm better than all of that.
Your mom, bro, this is making me feel so bad for your mom. She's trying to open your eyes and you're like, well, but she's the most successful person I ever met and like she's gonna get me a new tote for my next semester and she puts me on with very successful people. Do you have any like moral compass inside of you, or is this all about like money, money, money? Is this all about, you know, do you love this woman or do you like what she's offering you?
To the point where you're disrespecting your mom and you're allowing your mom to be disrespected. Also, what is she saying? Like, so her partner spoke to her well-off friends about her acting career and they're like, oh, I feel bad for you? Like, what does that mean?
No,
like,
she told the friends how OP was being mean to her. Like, oh, she's telling me I mistreated the waiter. And now they're like, they feel bad for her. They feel bad for the girlfriend, the old girlfriend, the old hag.
Of course, because they all probably treat waiters like that. They're all filthy rich and part of the 1%.
Oh my god, this is disgusting. What a shitty ass woman.
Terrible person.
As I said before, best Redditor updates. This is not over yet.
Oh god.
Next update. My girlfriend, 36 female, and her ex-husband, 43 male, started a company together 11 years ago. After they divorced, they agreed to continue to run the company together. So I get that they would see each other during work hours. However, yesterday, her ex-husband came over after dinner and my girlfriend said that they were going to work on a project.
I wonder what project.
Girl, Project Balls Deep, that's the project.
Anyway, go on. Sorry.
They are still in her office when I dozed off. I wake up in the morning assuming he went home, since it was only a 5-mile drive from the house we were vacationing in East Hampton to Bridgehampton, where his house was, and he wasn't that late. Yet, when I walk into the kitchen, I see him casually pouring himself a cup of coffee and asking me if I liked hash browns. I don't know if I'm just not a morning person, but it was pretty triggering because he had owned this house before the divorce and he was clearly more at home in it than me.
I'm sorry, it's triggering that he owned the house, not that he was staying overnight for a project.
Literally.
And offered you a hash brown? I'm sorry. Alright, sorry, carry on.
My girlfriend walks in and they start talking and were ignoring my attempts to join the conversation. It was not about work, just small talk. Until I was practically pulling on my girlfriend's sleeve to get her attention. I asked her why he stayed over and why he could not have gone home. She gets offended and says I'm being rude and insecure and that she's just being a hospitable business partner. Her ex-husband starts petting the dog and says that it was his fault and he just missed the dog, but sits down and makes no motion to leave. I immediately feel bad because I didn't want to keep him from his dog. My girlfriend says when you do business together, you're not supposed to be mean to your business partner. Then she says that she has a problem with my mom and is well within her rights to complain to the owner about my mom breaching her privacy. But she didn't. Am I the asshole for complaining about him staying over? I have nobody to bounce measures of sanity by now.
Oh my god.
Jesus, I just think by the way, thank you for the many updates, OP, because this is crazy, but on this specific update, we can truly tell how young you are.
Yeah.
You're young and you're immature and you're like, well, I didn't tell him to go away because he probably missed his dog. And then you're like, I'm pulling my girlfriend by her sleeve for her to give me attention. Girl.
Am I the asshole for being upset that my girlfriend didn't give me attention after she let her ex-husband stay over?
Balls deep.
And he gave her a little hash brown too. Because I'll tell you one thing, a lot of men, they do not give a fuck about their girlfriends or whether exes or whatsoever dating or sleeping with other women. Because they don't think of lesbian relationships or lesbian interactions as a valid thing, as a threat to them. It's not a threat. It's not, because it's not equal to them.
Not at
to them,
all.
it's like a little, oh, my girlfriend or my ex-girlfriend is just has a little lesbian phase, whatever. She doesn't, it's whatever.
They like it even.
Yeah, they think it's hot.
Soon he will ask if he can join.
Yeah, he's like, here's a little hash brown.
You want a hash brown?
Yeah, like go do your little lesbian sex thing, whatever that is. That's hot. And let me watch. I think it's hot that my wife.
No, that's too much. He didn't say that.
But you get what I mean? But the fact that he gave her a hash brown too. And OP's like, oh, but I feel bad because I kept him away from the dog. Am I the asshole here?
You're so young. Because put the picture on your mind, okay, listener? There's a 43-year-old man, a 36-year-old woman. They're having let's say business conversations, and then a 21-year-old and a dog on the other side of the kitchen. And they're like, oh yeah, the prophet. And it's like, girlfriend, give me attention. Like, what the hell? Girl, you're too young for this mess. Run away.
You're too young.
Fuck the tote bag.
It's like OP's partner also uses the age as to overstep OP's boundaries. So OP's confused. OP's like, maybe I'm just not mature enough. Maybe this is what grown-ups do. Maybe this is like a normal thing. OP's in the right to feel the way she does.
Of
and
course.
She's questioning all these boundaries being overstepped. Like, she's questioning herself for feeling this way and doubting herself because OP's partner is like, well, it's because you're just not mature enough.
She isn't mature either. She's goofy as hell at her big old age. She's also very immature. And the dog too. Everybody here.
The dog as well. The dog immature as fuck.
The dog immature as well. Letting be pet by that man.
Yeah, what the fuck going on here?
Anyway, I have one last update for you guys regarding this story. Let's go to the last update. Am I the asshole for refusing to choose between my mom or my girlfriend? My mom served my girlfriend at the steakhouse she worked. She said my girlfriend, who didn't know she was my mom at the time, was outlandishly rude, and that she knew it was my girlfriend after she saw the name on her card. So after that, I ended up confronting my girlfriend and we had a days-long fight, our first fight ever, over this before things went back to normal. However, yesterday, my mom calls and tells me she's been placed on leave from work because my girlfriend contacted the owner and said that she exposed her information to a third party and that she felt her privacy has been violated. The restaurant owner happens to know my girlfriend in passing, very distant acquaintance. My mom says my girlfriend exaggerated her tale to the owner, saying that she rattled off numbers of her Amex card to me and also exaggerated the stuff that my mom accused her of. My mom said, since it is as she said, she needed me to tell the owner she only described her general behavior and the few true comments that stuck out. I love my mom, but my life with my girlfriend is so intertwined at this point.
Girl, like, be fucking for real.
We're vacationing in the Hamptons, but I moved in with her back in Los Angeles, where I'm going to college. She's helped me book acting jobs, and I only secured a future internship through her. My girlfriend literally got on her knees, cried, and said she worked so hard for everything she had in life, and what my mom said about her could have her destroyed, and that she didn't want to lose me. When my mom called again, I expressed how angry I was, that she was giving me this ultimatum, and that I wasn't getting involved. She gets tearful and accuses me of resenting her for not giving me a privileged life.
That's sad.
My grandma called me angrily and said that I was being a bad daughter who they didn't raise to become this. She refuses to listen to the fact that I would be alone and possibly homeless if I choose sides. Am I the asshole? I feel like I should have the right to choose not to get involved in situations that are between my mom and my girlfriend. Am I the asshole for refusing to burn bridges when I don't have to? Girl! You literally have to get involved in this situation. Both of these people are related to you, and this is happening because your girlfriend is a piece of shit. She mistreated your mom, and then you're saying, can't you guys just solve this between yourselves? You are the common ground here.
You basically got your mom fired.
You got your mom fired. And your girlfriend, bro, she was a piece of shit before. Now she's like a bigger turd than before. Because she's saying that she's exaggerating the story. She's saying that your mom ratted off her credit card number to you. None of that ever happened. Like, she's making your mom out to be a whole criminal, and that is not the case at all. This woman is evil. Can you not see? Bro, what about, oh, we're vacationing in the Hamptons and me live in Los Angeles and I'm going to college and she's helping me book acting jobs. Okay, you are as rotten as she is.
You're literally as rotten, literally.
You are.
Your mom is literally crying to you, saying she's sorry that she wasn't able to give you that privileged life this evil person is able to give you. And I think it's so fucking disgusting. I do want to say, like, a lot of people aren't close with their mom, and the fact that you are close with your mom and you've chosen this terrible person who offers you luxury over your mom.
Yeah.
It's genuinely so sad. You will get another girlfriend. You will get another acting gig, but you're not going to get another mom.
If you're a good actress, like, you can slay and get many acting... Maybe work on your skills if you're struggling so hard.
Period.
And besides, you said that your girlfriend literally got on her knees and she was crying and saying that she worked so hard for everything that she has in life. Then the things your mom said could have destroyed her, she literally destroyed your mother's life. She's out of a job. She's jobless.
Literally. And the thing is, clearly what her mom said didn't destroy her because she's still standing.
Yeah, she's still standing.
She's just doing her thing. Like,
do her businesses and everything. That would never have destroyed her. This woman is so evil. Would it have killed her to go back to the restaurant, be like, hello, Miss Opie's mother. I'm so sorry I treated you that way. I was having a bad day. Make up some shit. Just have some grace. Be a decent human being.
As a partner, why are you making your partner choose between you and the parent?
Isolation. She wants to isolate your ass. Whatever.
Period.
You guys deserve each other. You guys deserve each other. Yes, this will be an abusive relationship. It already is.
So, should we get on to who we should bin?
I'm binning everybody but the mom.
Yeah, and the grandma.
Yeah, grandma.
The dog?
The dog going too. Fuck the dog.
The
Sorry.
dog, the ex-husband, OP's partner, friends, OP's partner, the restaurant, OP themselves.
OP too. Everybody. The cutlery, the toad as well.
Everybody in the fucking bin.
The toad. Lesbinit.
This post is also from the sub Lesbinit.
Yay!
And it's titled, Not Sure How to Approach Lesbian Dating. Maybe I'm not built for this. For context, I am a butch lesbian in my first year of university. I have only gone on dates with white girls so far. Not out of choice, but because there just aren't many lesbians of color. I've been actively dating for 6 months now, with debatable success. I've had a few failed talking stages, but nothing has struck yet. In the past few months, I've gone on a fair few first dates, at least for me, and only made it to my first second date this week. In the past, it's been a mix of me deciding not to go on a second date, us mutually deciding, or the other girl deciding. I've never really dated for the sake of dating before. I've had 1 year long relationship, but no experience apart from that. So I've never really been in the dating scene. As such, I'm not sure what to do.
Tricky.
I don't know how to build a relationship while dating around. It feels like an artificial environment, and I don't want to force feelings or constantly scrutinize how I'm feeling towards the girl I'm on a date with. But at the same time, it feels like that's what I have to do in an environment where you're evaluating a potential partner.
Many such cases.
I think I want to see the girl I went on a date with this week again, but I'm worried about how things are going to progress. I don't know what I should expect the timeline to be like with someone I've only met a few times, but I'm supposed to start a relationship with eventually. And the more dates I go on with her, the more serious it's supposed to get. But I just don't know if I'll be ready for that at the same time as her, considering that we still don't really know each other. Overall, I'm just confused about what's expected of me in a dating strangers from a dating app context. At the same time, I'm still interested in, or at least considering, other girls outside of her. Is that okay? I feel like this could be making it harder for me to grow a proper crush on her, but I'm not sure whether it's a sign that I've not met my right person yet. Then again, is that unrealistic? I just feel so out of depth here. I've never done this before. I don't know whether having this mentality of dating around and considering other people is actively holding me back from finding a proper relationship. Also, I have no game. Which could make it hard for me to progress my relationship with someone romantically, or to convey that I have romantic or sexual intentions. That's something I'm working on, but I'd appreciate any advice related to this. I'm just never sure whether I should actually make a move. I'd hate to make someone uncomfortable or read the situation wrong. I'm not sure how clear all of this was, but hopefully you've got something from this mess of a submission. Anyway, what do you think? Am I shooting myself in the foot, or do I have a toxic approach to dating? Should I bin myself? Oh. Nar, do you want to start?
First of all, this is not a mess. It's completely understandable to go through all of these crazy emotions and doubts and questions, especially when you're just started university, you know. It's a whole new world. It's a lot of new people, so many new experiences. It is absolutely normal for you to feel everything that you're feeling right now.
Yeah, I mean, you are super young, and it's not to discourage you and invalidate your issues. It's more to relieve you of any stress of figuring it out. With what you do need to figure out is what you want in a partner. And again, you don't need to figure out right now. It's something just to keep in your mind.
Absolutely.
Because once you figure out what you want in a partner, casual dating becomes easier, because you're not just like, oh, let me give this girl a chance.
Yeah.
For me, for instance, one of the most important things for me when it comes to dating someone is their politics. I'm a very, very political person. All my friends are very political as well. So my partner also has to be very political. And it's not something I feel like I can just ignore if they're not political. And there's other traits like that which I think are very important for my partner to have. And once I realized that, casual dating became easier. It didn't feel like I was confused or lost or attaching myself to the wrong people, because I was very clear about what was important to me.
And that's what you need to figure out, those specific traits that you need in a partner. So you also narrow down your dating circle, you know, and you're not going on random dates with random people. And I was also a user of dating apps, and just to answer to your question, that you say that you don't know whether having this mentality of dating around and considering other people is actively holding you back from finding a proper relationship. The thing is, I think the issue with dating nowadays is that basically dating apps are like a menu. You know, there are many people there, and you literally look at it and you go like, do I want to eat this one? Oh, no, this one, this one.
I'm sorry, saying, do I want to eat this one?
It's true. You know, you're looking at, you know, those menus with pictures like, this pizza looks, ooh, this one looks good, but like it has pineapple, I cannot do that. This one looks appetizing. Dating apps are a menu, everything.
And sometimes some people like pineapple and pizza.
So I like it.
Exactly.
See?
Nara loves pineapple and pizza.
I do.
I personally just like mushrooms.
I didn't say I love it.
Okay, but
I
I wouldn't do pineapple and pizza. I think that's a Brazilian thing.
Whoa, okay. Anyway.
Cut that out.
I won't.
I don't know, because y'all be having a lot of fruit and cakes as well.
Yeah, but as I said, it is a menu, and obviously it makes everybody and everyone feel very much disposable. You know, because you're going to be on a date with someone and that girl, she might be incredible, but then you're like, your mind is on someone else from the dating app. You're like, ooh, that one, I don't know, said something funnier, or that one piqued my interest more. Dating apps are a menu. The only way to get yourself out of this mindset of like, how do I stop thinking about other people while actively dating or feeling like it is holding yourself back, is what Nat said. You need to narrow down what you look for in a partner so you're not constantly looking at the menu, you know?
Exactly.
And when you order that pizza, you look at it, maybe you really like it, maybe there's something that you don't like it. Do not bin that person straight away, because just the idea that, you know, oh, I'm not going to go out with you anymore because there's someone else and there's someone else and there will always be somewhere else. There will always be more people in the dating app, but that's kind of how you keep dating around. I'm not telling you to settle down for terrible and boring and, you know, something you don't like. I think it's not nice for your own self to be on a date with someone and your mind is on someone else.
Yeah.
Because that's not fair to the person you're with.
That's really not fair, and you're not giving them a chance. The best way is to just be like, look, my mind's not in it right now.
Yeah.
That's it. And you either reschedule or you cancel the date. Or keep them in your socials and ask them out later.
Yeah, when you feel like it.
Yeah, literally ask them out later and be like, hey, stranger.
Yeah.
Or some shit like that. And like, I wanted to say, with casual dating as well, transparency is important. So if you're seeing someone and you feel like you don't want to lead them on, say that. Say,
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, I met somebody else the other day and I should have either texted them this before you go out. Like, I should have said this, but my mind is thinking about somebody else and it's hard to focus. And maybe they'll be like, you know what, let's be friends. Let's be friends. It's also good to have community. That's also how a lot of lesbians make friends.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of lesbians. And I'm not saying you need to figure out what you want in a person right away, but it is something it's good to keep in mind, and it's good to uphold those things. That will also save you from going like, am I giving this person a chance? Because you'll be like, oh wait, this person doesn't have this value, which is very important to me. Probably shouldn't waste their time and shouldn't have them waste mine.
Yeah. And you say you have no game. Come on. We got to work on that. What tips do you have? Because you like to talk a big game about flirting.
I mean, I feel like as a femme, and I said this before, like, femmes, we get away with so much. Maybe you can add in the mask perspective of it. But I think it's always the superpower of knowing, as a girl, what would another girl want?
Yeah, and you're a butch. You already have your butch charm.
Yeah.
So work with
There
that.
you go. There you go. Like, you don't have to do the whole, I need to wear scissors around my neck so the girls know that's what I do.
Yeah.
Right? You're already a butch. You're visibly gay. Why'd you shout it like that, like a slur?
But, and you know, some girls do like awkward people.
Yeah, some do.
It's cute.
Some do. But game always helps. Game always helps you. Also leaves a lasting impression. First impressions are everything, right?
I'm just saying, don't pretend you're something that you're not.
Absolutely.
But if you do pick up some game tricks, hell yeah. Why not?
I guess like you can always start by complimenting someone, but not in a way that's super shallow. Giving them space to reply and respond, or giving them space to elaborate on whatever you've complimented them on. You want people to feel hot. You want people to feel attractive. You want you want them to know you think of them like that. And when they feel attractive, when they feel hot, they feel rizzed up.
Yeah.
Right? I hate using the word rizzed.
Rizzed up.
I'm sorry.
Or maybe you can just learn how to juggle. Listen, I'm also a butch. I have no game, but the only thing that saves me is I'm funny. You need to find like what's your thing that you have going on that girls enjoy. I'm genuinely just funny. I can't flirt like you, cause yeah, she has girls rizzed up. I don't have that game. I just make girls laugh. That's all. And that's game in my own way. You need to find what's your thing. What's your version of being funny? Maybe you can learn how to juggle. I think that would be cool.
Girl, this is not a circus.
But it would be so cool. Imagine at the bar. She's like,
I'd be impressed.
You want to see something, sweet peach? And she goes like, chuku, 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 chuku.
Chuku, 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 chuku. I'd be impressed. I'm not gonna lie.
See?
Juggle 2 balls in front of me and I'll be like, whoa.
Whoa, wrong podcast.
No, I'm not talking about it like that. I've tried to juggle before and I've just been terrible. So
see, learn to juggle.
It's impressive. Coordination, the hand movement, the wrist flicking.
See?
It's enough for me to know.
Learn to juggle, teach a girl to juggle.
Yeah, true. Be like, hold on, let me teach you how to juggle. Go on from the back, help them a little.
Chuku, chuku.
Anyway, so what are we binning?
I would like to bin your lack of game because I know you have it. You just didn't explore it.
Definitely not you. You're not getting binned.
No, you're good.
And I don't think anyone's getting binned here. Like, just lack of game, and I just hope it gets easier for you. Hopefully this message didn't reach too late, and hopefully it's somewhat beneficial.
Yeah, and please do not bin yourself.
Don't do that, girl. Do not do that. So this post was posted by me on the lesbinit sub.
Lesbinit.
Lesbian is not a dirty word. I see too many people tiptoeing around it saying gay woman, walawa, sapphic, queer, anything but the actual word, as if it's something to be ashamed of or softened. I want to make it clear, I'm not talking about bisexual, pansexual, or queer people. I'm referring to lesbians. Of course, it is completely fine to use umbrella terms. This is in no way meant to erase other sexualities. I am just trying to talk about lesbian erasure, which is a very real thing.
Yes, it is.
It's not dirty. It's a word that describes us, and we deserve to say it out loud. I went to an all-girls Muslim school where the word was used to make me feel like an outcast, like a creep for simply existing. So when I came out as bisexual. It was easier. Even then, I wasn't free from straight girls asking if I'd date them if they were gay. But despite only ever being attracted and dating girls, I kept calling myself bisexual until I finally accepted that I was a lesbian. Around the time I accepted it, I was happy until one day I was on a date with a girl and a man at a Quran stall spoke to me. Giving into homesickness, wanting to belong somewhere I'd never felt like I belonged, in brackets, my Muslim household/culture, I caved. I tried dating a man. I couldn't be physical with him, couldn't be romantic with him. I treated him like a peer. But what I loved most during that time was being able to tell my sisters I was dating someone. I could even tell their very conservative friends I was dating a man covered in tattoos and piercings. They didn't care, because in their eyes, an unholy man was still better than the most holy woman.
Preach.
I remember telling my friends when I figured this out, saying I wouldn't date anyone because I'm a lesbian and I didn't want to get in trouble. It took me so long to accept that I deserve to be happy. I cannot bury my happiness. I'm not scared of being seen as a lesbian no matter how dirty people think that makes me. I love being in community with women, and the word lesbian, maybe it's my own bias, but that word so often makes people see you as an outcast. So reclaiming it has been a long journey. Reclaiming a word that fully erases men has been incredibly empowering, especially coming from a community and culture where women cannot survive socially without men. I'm at high risk of being a victim of honor killing. There is nothing shameful about calling yourself a lesbian. I will never soften my identity or tone it down. This is who I am. Do you view lesbian as a dirty word because it's one of the biggest porn categories? I don't know. I'm just rambling. I don't mean to offend anyone or force anyone to use the word. This is just my experience. This post is mainly for people who basically are lesbians but are afraid to use that word. Update. This post got removed from different lesbian subs because this is a banned topic to talk about. ...
That's why we're bringing it here.
Yep. I just wanted to clarify a couple things. I'm really not sure why this got removed from so many different lesbian subs.
Do you want to mention the subs?
I don't know. Should we?
Okay, let's not. Let's just say that they are the biggest lesbian subs. And this post basically got removed because they said that we do not discuss these things here.
Which I don't understand, because I was literally just talking about the taboo of using the word lesbian. And I think a lot of people in the comments before it got removed, a lot of people in the comments were very much saying I was projecting. A lot of bisexuals were saying I was projecting. A lot of pansexuals. Everybody was saying I'm projecting, and I'm yelling at people to use the word lesbian when they're comfortable with using umbrella terms. And it's like, I am not talking about that, guys. I'm not. For all the reasons I stated in the post, I do want to elaborate a little bit more about the male-dominated society. So for instance, when I turned 18, I was allowed to go get my license legally, and I had to get a written slip from my father and to show to the driving school that was run by the government. It's not like I could have used any permission slip for any parent. They wanted my father's permission slip. There's so many other little things like that. And my voice holds no weight in the society I come from unless it's backed up by a man. So whether it be my father or my husband, it holds no weight on its own, no matter how right I am. And I've faced this in my own house, in my own family gatherings, in every aspect. And to denounce men completely for my sexuality, I denounce anybody else even being available to speak up for me or give my voice the weight it needs in these societies, in these settings.
Exactly.
Reclaiming my sexuality as a lesbian who is never going to end up with a man.
Which is what the term means, which is why this whole post being removed from the other lesbian subreddits is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I'm sorry, if someone posts something talking about how being a lesbian and reclaiming the term lesbian is very important to them, and you delete the post because you say, we do not discuss these topics here, on a subreddit that has lesbian on their names with hundreds of thousands of people, what are you saying to the lesbians that are part of it?
I don't understand. My post was more of highlighting how we're so scared of using the word lesbian. I know so many lesbians in real life who I'm in community with who have struggled to use the word lesbian for themselves despite just being fucking lesbians. And it's not to do with, oh, they're confused if they're bisexual or pansexual. Again, it's nothing to do with that.
That's a different thing.
It's more to do with they wanted to use softer words.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bring attention to this because I feel like my sexuality is not something that needs to be softened down and repackaged differently. Everyone thinks it's only like queer people who know this terminology, but the straight people are catching on. I was at the gym the other day and this guy, one of these trainers, he was like clearly hitting on me. And I was like, my girlfriend is outside waiting for me, which she was. And he was like, girlfriend? I was like, yeah, I'm a lesbian. He's like, queer, or like, and I'm like, no, I'm a lesbian. I said, I'm a lesbian. And he was like, oh, I'm a femme. So like, obviously it's not clicking in their head that I can like women. But no, I pride myself in being a lesbian whose sexuality does not include men.
I do have a big issue with the term queer specifically. A lot of times lesbians don't even choose queer for themselves. Outsiders do. Other people say like, oh, are you queer? Just the term queer does leave space for men. If this straight man is using the term, are you a lesbian or are you queer?
Bro, not only that, but a lot of straight men think that the term lesbian itself also has room for them because they don't think it's a real sexuality. They don't think it's a real thing. You know how many times I've said I'm a lesbian and people just call me queer? My sexuality does not hold any space for men. I'm sorry, these straight cis men are just coming up to me thinking they have a chance. It's actually diabolical.
It's not respected. Why is the term lesbian so disrespected? Why is it not taken seriously? I think like the whole post of the point, which by the way, I think you wrote everything so beautifully.
Bro, I had it read by you because I know we were posting it for my sub and I just wanted to make sure I hadn't said anything that would offend people because people on the internet are actually diabolical.
Yep.
But it clearly did. It was crazy. And I do want to say one thing. It is a form of misogyny that female sexuality is often ignored or unacknowledged, which means that we face a sense of like our sexuality is not a valid thing because it's not a valid threat in the eyes of men. Right? To them, they just assume like, oh, corrective rape would fix that. God. Which I know I have to put in that term, but that's what a lot of them think. That's what I've gotten from a lot of straight men who've tried to hit on me. And it's absolutely insane.
It's crazy, but I think like this, going back to this post, it's gorgeous, it's very well written, and it is true. Everything you wrote, you're welcome. Everything you wrote is very much true. And, you know, once again, I'm going to read like the first sentence you have here, which is, I see too many people tiptoeing around it, saying gay women, wallowa, sapphic, queer. This is not about bisexual people. It's not about pansexual people. This is about lesbians. We're not talking about people that sometimes like kiss a man or like have sexual intercourse with a man. We're not talking about that. We're talking about lesbians. And I will say, as you guys know, some of you, I am a masculine presenting woman. I'm a lesbian. Even I struggled with the term lesbian. I was always a little bit masculine. Even as a kid, you know, I was a little tomboy. I didn't even know that I was a lesbian. When I started liking girls and I first read the term lesbian, I did not like it. Everything made sense. All of the little topics made sense. Even the quizzes that say, are you gay? It made sense. It told me I was a lesbian. But I was like, no, I must be bisexual. Even though I never liked a boy, even though I chose the boys that I liked. It's like, I like this one because he has a funny eye. I never liked a boy. I still called myself bisexual because it is softer. Lesbian is not a dirty word, but it is a heavy word. And it comes with weight to accept because as soon as you accept that you are that, your whole life will change. And it is not just a term, to put on your little status on Reddit. Your whole life will change. You are denouncing men completely. And if people that still keep men around them want to call themselves lesbian, go call yourself Sapphic or Walla. I don't care. That's good for you. I think the whole thing and the only thing that Nads wanted to say with this was, if you're a lesbian, why do you struggle to call yourself that?
Yeah.
That's all.
Thank you. That's all I was trying to say. And it is a real issue. It's so funny because the comments, I'm not going to lie, I try not to get upset because I was very vulnerable in that post and I shared something that was very important to me. And I shared an issue which I found very prevalent within the community because of my own experiences. And I thought, perhaps why not just address it or discuss it? And I thought it would be a good space for everybody to come together and go like, yeah, I've been scared to use that word. But people were saying things I've been trying to say, which was oftentimes in movies as well, you'll have a character who's a lesbian and they tiptoe around using words like women love women, or they soften it always. Gay, or there's always a softness. They always soften this terminology. I do want to say that when I first came out as a lesbian, I felt ashamed. I felt ashamed, especially when I was coming out to other women. And obviously, it's not necessarily that I'm coming out to other queer women. It was more so like just straight women I was around. And you do feel this kind of guilt, or you do feel this kind of uneasiness that these other women may feel uneasy because you're a lesbian.
Yeah.
So you're always tiptoeing around trying to make sure like, oh, is that too, you just don't want to come off as
predatory.
Yeah, you don't want to come off as predatory, so you try your best to just go like, oh, well, I'm sorry, I stepped here. That's why I think people find it easier to say words like sapphic, wallawa, and all of this, because lesbian really just excludes men.
I think also at the same time, we do need to see at what points we're using terms for our own selves. And when we're doing it so other people can feel comfortable around us. You are not an animal for being a lesbian. You are not a predator. That is simply your sexuality. It doesn't make you any different than straight people. That is literally just their sexuality. It does not make you someone that, is going to be running after women in the changing room, because people think that sometimes when they hear you're gay. And that also goes into being a teenager, being in the changing rooms at school. You try not to look at anybody because they don't want you to think that you're going to, run after their vaginas or something. Like, that is not what being a lesbian is. The whole time we are in the changing rooms, we are more ashamed to be here than the straight girls are.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at the walls, you're looking at the benches. All of a sudden, the hole in the wall is so interesting because you don't want to make anybody feel embarrassed or feel like you want to try anything with them.
Or feel uncomfortable. The whole time, it's just you go out of your way to do the most. That's why it's easier to come out as anything other than lesbian.
Yeah.
Because it makes other people more comfortable, right?
Yeah.
And it makes you feel more comfortable with that as well. When
exactly.
Other people are more comfortable, you're like, okay, ultimately, I feel more comfortable with saying these words. And
you feel safer.
The one comment that made me the most upset, not even angry, like I was just upset, like I wish I was angry, was someone saying, LOL, is this 1999 underneath my post?
So disrespectful.
And I just think, I'm like, the privilege you have to think I choose to come from a male-dominated society, the bubble you live in. The privilege you have. It genuinely upset me because it made me think, I did not choose to struggle all my fucking life. You think people choose to live in these societies? You think people choose to be born in the places they're born in, the families they're born in? It really upset me. I don't think they even read the whole post, but that was diabolical.
There are many, many comments. I think one that I really have a bone to pick with. So after everything you guys just listened to, this one person commented, I don't want to call people who aren't lesbians, lesbians. I appreciate having other words, so I don't have to. Why should I use lesbian to describe bisexuals? Hello? Do you know how to read? What bisexual? Who's talking about bisexuals? We're talking about lesbians who really struggle to use the word lesbians. And mind you guys, this post that Nads wrote, it was in no point accusative of nobody. It was no point saying, hello, you must call yourself a lesbian. It's a question. It's basically a gorgeous page of a journal almost. It's telling you about a story and how hard it was to come with terms with the word lesbian. And at the end, this beautiful resolution of finally accepting it. It's not saying, hey, dyke, say you're a dyke right now. It's not that.
Oh my God, yeah.
It was just a question. And who's talking about bisexuals here? This is, the internet.
Yeah, a lot of the comments were basically talking about, well, it's an umbrella term, well, we don't feel comfortable using it, da-da-da. And it's like, I am not talking about this. Oh, but there was a comment which I really liked, which got downvoted so much. These comments are frustrating because, of course, it's fine to use broader terms when referring to a broader group of people.
Yep.
But I personally see non-lesbians refer to individual lesbians as anything but lesbian. See the recent Chapel Roan discourse, everyone was calling her a queer woman or a gay woman, despite the fact that she's extremely clear that she identifies as a lesbian. If you did this to another minority group, it would be considered erasure. For some reason, it's totally acceptable to disregard how lesbians self-identify. Me personally, I am not queer, even if lesbian is a queer identity. I am a lesbian. There is a reason I choose the label for myself and not anything else. People who would refer to me as an individual with other labels feels invalidating and disrespectful. I really don't see how avoiding using the word lesbian at all costs can be motivated by anything but lesbophobia, frankly.
And that's it.
That's it.
And that's all.
That's all.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
I know being a lesbian sounds very cool, but if you're bisexual, that's okay. If you're pansexual, that's okay. Guys, we do not hate bi people. We do not hate pan people.
We were literally discussing the other day how we'd have our favorite bisexual on. She reads everybody to filth. I love her down.
Favorite bisexual. See, we don't hate bisexuals.
She's my best friend. Like, she's my bestest friend, so...
You know, we are not talking about bisexuals. This is only for lesbians that struggle to use the term. That's why we posted it. And now, listener, I want to ask you a question. Did you ever struggle with the word lesbian? When you first realized that maybe I am a lesbian, how did that make you feel? Did you feel that sinking feeling in your stomach when you come to terms with something very difficult? Or did you just accept it? Let us know. Please leave it down in the comments. So this post is coming from our own subreddit, lesbinit. My wife and I are in love with our friend. Please help. OP mentioned that the characters' names were changed. OP is 28 non-binary, Zoe is OP's wife, 27 woman, and Stella is the friend, same age, non-binary as well. So Zoe and I are polyamorous and have been since before we met each other 6 years ago. We date people separately and don't treat crushes like unicorns or thirds. It's very important to clarify this, because I know polyamory can get a bit of a bad reputation for that, justifiably so. So many couples treat women/femmes like the cure for their relationship, but I digress. She and I have been crushing really hard on our friend Stella for months now. They're a very important friend to us, so we've been terrified of mentioning this to them. But they're so sweet and adorable, and they're good with our daughter. And I also think they've been dropping hints at both of us separately. We just talked about this to each other tonight. Stella's mentioned polyamory a few times, and we're openly polyamorous, so it's not super weird to consider this a hint, but like, they've also done that whole make eye contact and avert your eyes thing that lesbians do, you know? Please help these two useless lesbians out. Should we bring it up? Should we say nothing to maintain the friendship? Should we scream into the void? Maybe I should make an extra salah? Help! What is salah?
Salah is like Islamic prayer, so I'm assuming OP either has a Muslim background, whether they're practicing or not, or are familiar with the term.
Interesting. Okay.
So basically, should I pray? Should I pray extra?
Okay.
Is what they're trying to say. Okay, so you and Zoe have been together for 6 years.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That's a feat.
And I think it's really exciting that you both have this friend that you're super excited about as well, who's good with your daughter and is cute, right?
Yeah.
But I do have like a couple questions. You both have dated people separately before. Would you really be ready to date someone together? And especially someone who is a valued friend who already takes care of your daughter, because a lot of times when things become romantic with anybody, it can invite a lot of instability into relationships.
Yeah.
And sometimes a lot of people think, wait, that is not worth losing a friend over.
Exactly.
Of course, with the right boundaries and right communication, if the person's right as well, things work out. But a lot of people aren't willing to take the risk because they think the risk of losing their friend, losing this person, is greater. And I understand why you might also feel that way, perhaps, because they're also really good with your daughter. I don't know. Stella's mentioned polyamory a couple of times. You know, that might be hints, but it's always just best to just go like, Stella, are you polyamorous?
Yeah, what I want to ask you, what are these hints that Stella gave you? Just because she mentioned polyamory and like she looked at you and looked away, like lesbians do, as you said. I've mentioned polyamorous a few times and I'm not poly.
Yeah.
You know, maybe any other hints that you forgot to tell us, you know?
Yeah, I think we're lacking a lot of evidence. But I think it's like, instead of hints, just clarify. Just be like, yo, like, Stella, are you polyamorous or not?
Would you be interested? Do a night where like you both are there and then Stella is there as well, and you know, you guys are just chitty-chatting and say, so Stella, would you ever consider being poly? And if you were, would you be in a polycule?
Exactly. And also, it's worth bringing up, like, you guys have dated people separately before. Dating someone together is obviously going to be different. I'm obviously not polyamorous, but I could understand, like, being polyamorous also takes so much communication.
Oh my god.
So much transparency. And obviously, you both have been dating for 6 years already. How do you onboard Stella without Stella feeling left out?
Mm-hmm.
You
like
know,
a third wheel.
Yeah, Stella's also brilliant with your child, which is such a treasure to have. There's a lot of things to navigate, and I think the best way to go about it is just to be transparent. Like, hey, look, Stella, we think you're cute, we think you're lovely, and even if you're not up for it, like, we still appreciate you. It's never gonna change the dynamic between us, but we're just curious. And hey, if Stella's up for it, it's a party.
It's a party. Good free babysitter.
A free babysitter, and also a lot more fun because you both find her cute. But it's just, you know, instead of assuming, if you feel like she's dropping hints, it's always best to clarify rather than just go based off of those hints.
Exactly.
Just clarify with her, like, have that open conversation. Have you ever been polyamorous? What do you think about polyamory? Would you join a polycule with 2 other people? What do you think? Just have that open conversation before, because you don't want a scenario where she's like, where's this coming from? What the hell? What?
What if she's
what
like,
you mean?
Girl, I looked at you because like you were looking at me.
Yeah, and you had cabbage in your teeth.
Oh!
You know, so I think Stella would really appreciate it if you would just transparent. Everybody would appreciate it.
Transparency is great, and you know, maybe Stella does have a crush on you guys, both.
Yeah.
But what if Stella only has a crush on one of you?
Okay, then we're fucked.
We're fucked, everybody.
Yeah, then it's, I don't know. These are things you have to figure out. These are things you have to communicate about. And these are possibilities you should be ready for.
Exactly. Do we want to bin anything here?
No, I don't think I want to bin much. I just want to bin I guess it's just a confusion.
Bin the confusion.
Bin the confusion.
Exactly.
So that there's more transparency and everybody knows what's going on instead of is she dropping hints? I hope that becomes clear for you, whatever it may be. Thank you so much for posting.
Thank you.
That was so much fun to record. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for sharing your stories on our sub.
Yes.
They were so much fun to cover.
Please feel free to submit more things on our subreddit. Please remember, it does not have to be only related to lesbian dating. It can be anything that you want us to discuss about.
Yeah, would love to discuss anything.
Anything.
Give us everything to yap about.
Yeah.
All right, have a good one. Do something nice for somebody.
Do something right nice for the world. See you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Can we bin it?
Lesbinit.